What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG, and today felt like a good day for some OTJ. A lot of unnecessary rhyming there. Today we're going to do a collector box battle of Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Most of you are familiar with how this works, but for those of you who are not, how this thing is going to work is we have 4 participants. We're going to open this thing up. Each one is going to get 3 packs, and we're going to open those packs in rounds of 3, adding up the mana values for all the rares and all the mythics. And at the end of this thing, the person with the highest total mana value and the person with the lowest total mana value amongst rares and mythics are each going to get 1 additional Outlaws of Thunder Junction collector pack to go along with their other spoils. In the event of a tie, we'll take the highest mana value mythic as the first tiebreaker, the highest mana value rare as the second tiebreaker, and if we need a third tiebreaker, perhaps we'll have a jousting contest, maybe even a pie-eating contest. Or we will simply go down the line with the highest mana value rare until we have a tie, no more. Gonna give these a good shuffle here. Do one more. Okay. First up, we have 3 for JB, 3 for Future, 3 for David F, and last but not least, we have 3 for Zeffy. Good luck, everyone. Let's have some fun. It's been a while since we've seen either a raised foil or a textured foil. I wouldn't mind hitting one of those today. Pull tabs, sweet. All right. Of course, start off with our token. First up, we have a foil breaking news. That is a void slime. That is a 3/4 mana value. Next up, breaking news primal command, which is a 5/4 mana value. Lots of good reprints in this set. And big score is kind of where it's at. There's a lot of good big score cards and base set cards too. Mythic. It was a commander mythic. I was like, why don't I recognize you? It's Kiri Talented Sprout. That is a commander mythic. The one kind of like, I'll say, maybe stop shy of saying dead spot, but yeah, maybe that's not so far off, is the kind of the commander slot. Not a ton of, at least, value. Some good playables, but not a ton of value at the commander slot. But here we have a Kiri Talented Sprout as a foil commander mythic. There's a big score mythic. Oh, Generous Plunder. I was kind of hoping we would see one of these today because that gives me a chance to kind of talk about it. We know that Edge of Eternities is going to have some new tokens, the Lander tokens, more artifact tokens, more food. And I just wonder, if Generous Plunder is actually, maybe a sneaky good card for Standard now. Regardless, this is a mythic. It is off the big score list. It is Generous Plunder, and it is also already a very good pull. But a third mythic. That is Final Showdown. That is only a 1 for mana value, but a good card. Heck of a first pack for JB. Triple mythic. Got myself some sleeving to do. Yeah, I think Generous Plunder might be a sneaky good card. Already kind of a good card. I don't know how sneaky it is, but maybe question mark Standard playable. Here we go. 2, 3, 7, 12, 15. Let me run that back. 3, 5, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. 3, 7, 12. Why do I keep coming up with different numbers? I'm bad at this. I think I'd had enough coffee, but 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, yeah. Okay. It is 15. Jiminy Christmas. Sheesh. One way I was coming up with 15, the other way I was coming up with 16. And the real lesson here is that I'm apparently bad at doing basic addition and or math. Y'all knew that already. All right, here. Future, your turn. Jiminy Christmas. All right. Archmage's Charm as a breaking news foil. That is a 3 for mana value. Followed by a Villainous Wealth, also a 3. Forger's Foundry, also a 3. Kambal Profiteering Mayor, also, you guessed it, a 3 mana value. And Millions of Breaches, the Blast Maker, that is also a 3 for mana value. Every single card in that pack was a 3 mana value for the rares. This should make math substantially better for me, right? 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. All right. What do I want to put on top? I'm going to throw the Archmage's Charter on top. Okay, David, your turn. So we got I would say Generous Plunder is like a pretty good hit off of the big score. Bristly Bill, Terror of the Peaks, kind of the class of the base set, although there's some other good cards in there. Simulacrum Synthesizer would be another card we want to see off of the big score, although there's a lot of other good stuff on there. We have an Extended Art Foil Marchesa, Dealer of Death, that is a 3. Breaking News is Cruel Ultimatum, which is a 7 mana value. Love me some Cruel Ultimatum. Cataclysmic Prospecting, that is a 2. There's a Mythic. Vraska the Silencer as the Wanted poster version, which I think is a very cool variant. That is a 3. And then conclude with One Last Job, which is also a 3. Okay, let's leave up Vraska. And what do we got going on here for mana value? So 7, 10, 13, 14, 15, 18, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 18 it is. Okay. David, that puts you at an 18 and in the high for the moment. Zephy, it is your turn. All right. Would like to see some more big score rares, or actually, I guess technically mythics. Breaking News, Mana Drain, and Mindbreak Trap, I think are still kind of the class of the Breaking News cards. Although there's others, just several very good reprints. Reanimate, Thoughtseize, some other stuff on there. All right, ooh, Smuggler Surprise. Extended Art Foil Smuggler's Surprise, a card I personally very much enjoy playing with. Path to Exile, that is a 1, and followed by a 1. Sand Scout is a 2. Followed by Ariat the Beguiler, which is a 4 mana value, and that Wanted poster. Oh, that's a really good one. Zephy, congratulations. Man, are synthesizers still like 40 plus? It might be like between the 40 and 50 range. Regardless, that is a smashing pull. That is a big score. Simulacrum Synthesizer. My, oh my. That is exactly the hit you want to see. Showcase Foil would be like the best version of it. We don't have any gripes about pulling any version of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Let me run that back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, and 11 it is. 11 and a monstrous hit. So, after the first round here, JB in future with a 15, David in the high with an 18, Zephy with an 11. Still very, very much wide open with all the rares and mythics in this thing that you get in those slots. A lot of ball game left. Really, really happy about seeing one of those synthesizers, so that's neat. It's been a while since we've seen one. Here we go. Back to you, JB. It is Archmage's Newt in the Extended Art Foil. Mythic off the Breaking News. Thoughtseize. Hey, talk about it and see about it. That is a Thoughtseize. That is a 1 mana value. Sweet hit, though. Thoughtseize is an ever good card. Greywater's Fixer, which is a 4. Dust Animus, a 2. And a Key to the Vault in the pack foil. That is a 2 as well. This town ain't big enough was previously a foil, foil uncommon that we would have wanted to see. Recently banned. Not as high of a hit, so I'm not really looking for him at this point. All right, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, and 11. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. That will put you at a 26. Ooh, all the mythics. Okay. Future, you're up next. Sword of Wealth and Power. That's another card. Wouldn't mind seeing a super fancy version of. Okay. It was a mythic. It is. Oh, hey, Transmutation font. Sweet. So that is a big score showcase foil. Those are pretty hard to come by just in general. Transmutation font is not going to be the biggest of hits, but I actually think this is still a really good card. I enjoy it. 5 mana, artifact, Tap it just to create a food token or a clue token or a blood token. And then you can pay 3 and tap and sacrifice 3 artifact tokens with different names. Search your library for an artifact card, put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle your library. Again, we're getting some new artifacts and some new artifact types also in Edge. So maybe this card is just a little bit better now too. Regardless, kind of a sweet pull. 5 for mana value. Void Rend is up next. That is a 3. Savvy Trader, which is a 4. Duelist of the Mind, which is a 2 for mana value. And we conclude with a Seraphic Steed, also a 2. Yeah, I don't think I'd be upset about that transmutation font, though. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 16, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16 it is. Future, that will put you at a 31 and in the lead for the high at the moment. David F., you previously had the high with an 18 to start. Big score is showing up in this box, huh? Plunder, foil showcase font, and a synthesizer. Okay, here we go. We start off with a foil breaking news Ionize, that is a 3. Followed by a detention sphere, also a 3 off the breaking news. Here's a mythic, it's a commander mythic, it is Eris, Roar of the Storm. That is a 10 for mana value. That is going to do a whole lot of work in this case. Colossal Rattleworm, kind of a neat card. Just a casual 4 for a 6/5 Trampler, and then if you control a desert, it has Flash. Also has some exile from the graveyard to do stuff. And then a Botanical Sanctum as a fast land, a pack foil fast land. Not the worst. Shoot the Sheriff, still a pretty good removal spell. Okay. Man, is green going to be good? I think it might be. I think green might be good again soon. Like at least playable. 10, 14, 17, and 20. 10, 14, 16, 17, and 20. David, that throws you back up to a 38. Eris doing just a ton of work there. You are back in the high. All right, Zephy, you had an 11. Next lowest right now is JB with a 26. But as you can see from these packs, there is a lot of swing in them. A lot of variance in mana values. Here we go. There's a mythic. Ooh. Not textured foil, but that is a foil breaking news mythic Mindslaver, which is a 6 for mana value and a cool card. Yeah, not the textured though. We like mythics though. Fell the Mighty, which is a 5. This is starting off as a high mana value pack for you thus far. Angel of Indemnity, which is a 6 for mana value as well. Tai Joaquin, that is a 2. And a Kellen Joins Up, which is a 3. And that will do it there. However, we have a Mindslaver to sleeve up. Mindslaver to sleeve up. Okay. 6 plus 5, that's an 11. 14, 15, 16. Is that a 22? 6, 7, 8, 11, 16, 22. Okay. That puts you at a 33, which will take you out of the low. And it's going to create some, we have some last pack drama here. All right, so JB all of a sudden in the low with a 26. Future with 31. David F still in the high with a 38. And Zephy now in the hunt for the high, question mark, with a 33. All right, last pack. Good luck, everyone. JB, you are up. Starting off with a Comball Profiteering Mayor as the extended art foil. That is a 3. Next up, Siphon Insight as a 2 from the breaking news. Leyline Dowser, which is a 2. This is helping your low cause. Kellen Joins Up in the extended art. That is a 3. And concluding with a Colossal Rattleworm as a 4 in the pack foil. All things considered, a pretty low mana value pack. Just remember there's a commander card that for the high would create all sorts of chaos. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and is that a 14? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 14 it is. JB, that gives you an even 40 right now, which positions you very well for the low, barring something really crazy. Future, you have a 31 right now. You would either need to stay below roughly 9 is the tie right now to tie JB for the low. Otherwise, you're trailing David by 7 right now. So you need to have an especially high pack and catch some luck from David. Here we go. We start off with a Magda, the Horde Master, in the Extended Art Foil. That is a 2. Hey, we have a Mythic, Indomitable Creativity. Very cool. Breaking News Mythic, that is a 3. So you're on the low path, but you're going to need to be even lower, if that makes sense. Thieving Varmint, that is a 2. Okay. Insatiable Avarice, which is a 1. If this is a land behind this for a 0, you're in business. It is... Oh, Archmage is new. It's still going to be really close. That is a 2. Ooh. I was only mildly keeping track just because I was like, well, maybe. I don't know. And now we have to do some real math here. We have some math. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh... That takes you to a 41. A valiant effort, but not going to be quite good enough for the low. And let's see here. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 it is. Yep. Things almost got real interesting. All right, David F. You're locked into pushing for the high. You're at a 38. You're currently on top of Zephy by 5 mana value coming into this last pack. Only 3 above the low, or below the low, if you will. 2 below the low. Ariat the Beguiler. So we are pushing for the high, just in case there was any mistake about that. There is the wanted poster version. The foil version, though, that's a 4. Archmage's Charm, that's a 3. Angelic Sail Sword as a 5. Step Between Worlds, another 5. And Vadmir New Blood as a 2. And that's going to do it there. 5, 10, 13, 17, 19. Let me run that back. 5, 10, 13 plus 4, 17, 18, 19. Looks pretty good. That is a 57 for you in total, David. You are currently up on Zephy by 24. All right, Zephy. Here we go. Well, it's a mythic. It is Oko the Ringleader in the Wanted Poster foil version. Actually kind of cool. Really, really nice looking. Love the foiling on it. Big fan of the treatment in general. That is also a 4 for mana value. Next up, we have Skullcrack. That is a 2. Discreet Retreat. That is a 4. Kervik the Punisher, a 3. And a mythic in the back is Bristlebud Farmer as a 4, a big score mythic. Not one of the higher value hits in the Bristlebud. Just an example of a 4/5 trampler that is like fringe playable now in Modern Magic, which is crazy. And he even has another ability, like create some foods and sack foods to mill and pull back cards from the graveyard, and it's still like basically not playable, which is crazy. All right, here we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 plus 4, 15. 16, 17. Let me run that back. 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus 4, 13. Plus 4, 17 it is. That will put you at an even 50. It will not be enough for the high. But you know what? Staring at that simulacrum synthesizer, not the worst place to be. So final standings here, though. JB actually holds off the low, holds off Future in a very, very close battle for the low with a 40. Future with a 41. David F., what, start to finish with the high? Hard to do with a 57 and Zephy with a 50. JB, you have the low, you have the honors. Here we go. Hey, a mythic. Hey, a Mystic Snake. Neat. Special guest foil Mystic Snake out of the prize pack. Pretty good. Pretty good. Do love the art on that, and Mystic Snake is just a classic. All right, Dust Bowl. Nice. Savvy Trader. One last job. And a Pillage the Bog as the pack foil. Hey, a little bonus action from the Mythics, though, with a Mystic Snake. That's cool. All right, David, your prize pack. A Siphon Insight breaking news. Yeah, all right, come on. There's a Mythic. Crackle with Power. Hey, that's not a bad one. Breaking news, Mythic, Crackle with Power. Pretty solid card. Cactus Preserve. Blooming Marsh and the Borderless treatment. Nice. And little Dust Animus to end things. There's the pack foil. Also not a terrible prize pack there. Well, there we go. Little OTJ, breaking news, big score, bonus sheet. Saw a little bit of everything. We saw we saw all the bonus sheets in action. Actually, I think the one thing that's kind of missing is we didn't really hit any of like the stuff from the actual base set, right? We didn't hit anything of significance there. But again, big score showed up. Breaking news had some solid hits in there as well, and we even saw a little special guest at the end. So that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the like button for me, and by all means, drop me some comments. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much, everybody, and be well.